I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on. I'm going to tell you because I know the secrets, and I got a tweet right here. I'm filibustering. Give me a second.
We're in a collage of everything that's ever happened. And that's how I feel.
All right, let's see.
No matter whoever you are and what knowledge you have of history is what you see today.
All right, here we go. This is it. Fletch17 says, did y'all know folks who have access to viewing technology and anyone with remote viewing cannot see past or have any view beyond 2024? They have been baffled as to why. Thoughts?
Love it.
This tweet's got 620,000 views. And the general idea is that there are powerful global interests who have time viewing technology that allows them to see into the future. There's a movie about this. You ever see it? I forgot what it was called, but it was like a device, a lens so powerful it could see around the curvature of the earth so you can see through time. And they would use it to control like reality or whatever. That's it.
Yeah.
It's the end.
That adds up.
What happens is on November, when's the election? The 5th? November 5th?
Yeah.
On November 4th at 11:59 p.m. and 59 seconds, wherever you are, there's a snap and you're in a white space. There's no furniture. There is no buildings. Everything is just white. And you look around and then right before your eyes, game over.
Oh.
That's it.
So it is a Matrix.
Would you like to play again? Yes, no.
Nice.
And then everyone hits no more.
That was awful. You wake up, Elon standing over you. He's like unplugging the Neuralink. So like, how'd it go? Like that was crazy, dude. That's a hellish landscape.
Did everybody really like me? 50-50.
You made a comeback towards the end there. But.
Yeah.
You posted a lot of really racy memes while the world was burning. Very odd.
Huh. And then he goes into the AI and he starts telling the guys like, why would the AI make me do that?
Yeah. Well, send him back in.
Send him back in.
No!
Start it over. You ready for round 2? Oh, help me, no.
I think, though, that people have been able to predict a lot of things over the years because there's a logic to humanity. But we are in an absurd world where there is no more logic but absurdity, and you can't guess absurdity. So, maybe that's even absurdity is immune to the remote viewing lens, which is something our government has tried to do in the past. And probably
the remote viewing lens?
They tried to remote view. I forgot the name of that operation.
Men Who Stare at Goats.
Is part of that, I think. But that was a little different, I believe.
Pretty sure that was
they were trying to stop the heart of the goat.
That was CIA stuff.
Men Who Stare at Goats was Project Stargate, and they were trying to
see through walls and stuff like that.
Remote viewing,
right?
Yeah, legit. The government had an operation called was it like Stargate Project, something like that?
Yeah.
And they were trying to remote view.
I've talked to
psychics. They legit were like, I can try and see in my mind what's happening in a foreign country.
When I was doing the Long Island serial killer story for Inverted World 1, I talked to a psychic in Norway who had helped cops find bodies by remote viewing. And I was like, I'm going to reach out to this guy because at that point we didn't know who the Long Island serial killer was.
It just turns out he was the murderer.
Yeah, the whole time.
That's why he knew where the bodies were. And they were like, wow.
Of course I know where they are. I'm a psychic.
And then the cops, that's actually a funny, that sounds like it'd be a plot for a South Park episode.
Yeah.
The psychic is the serial killer and he's just like, I'm seeing this. And like, wow, he's getting it every time. And then Stan would be like, maybe he knows where they are because he's involved. What do you mean? He's a psychic.
The killer was wearing Air Jordans. And his Air Jordans on right now. Like, oh, what's going on with this? This guy is weird. No, but I think something's up with 2024. I don't know. It's hard to envision what the world will even look like.
I mean, that's what I've been saying. Like, there are certain things you can predict. Like, hey, the economy is good, so we think this is going to happen. But now it's kind of like, I have no idea.
Yeah. I'm getting correct in the chat. It's Project Looking Glass.
Looking Glass.
What was that?
Thank you.
That's the we're trying to remote viewing or see through things. And there's some dude who which I've seen this. I've actually looked at myself. I was really intrigued by it. Some dude apparently was able to draw out the schematic of a Soviet sub, but there's been some stipulations to whether it's actually a Soviet sub because it could have just been taken by
Operation
spies
Looking
and then
Glass
redone.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that was Command and Control. Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure it was Stargate.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I also think there was
the names are all like wild
number.
names.
I also think there's a
like
number
Mockingbird, etc. Mockingbird was yeah. Mockingbird was like internal.
That was the media, wasn't it?
Media control. Right.
Yeah, the CIA took over the media.
Yeah.
At least openly when they told us about it.
Oh yeah.
The Stargate Project, U.S. Army unit established in Fort Meade, Maryland. Oh, that's not that far away. To investigate potential psychic phenomena in military and domestic intelligence applications. What if the reality is they actually discovered how to unlock psychic powers and we're just like, we better not tell anybody?
Dude, I that's what What If History I talk about sometimes. He did a project or a video the other day where he talked about the CIA discovering the spirit world, and then he talks about this. It's not my video.
Wait, really? When did he put it out?
This weekend, like Saturday night, I think.
Really?
It was. Yeah.
Oh
for
wow,
real.
I want to watch that.
Did
The
he talk-
CIA
Sick.
discovered the spirit world.
Did he
Yeah,
talk about
literally,
mystery,
literally.
Did he talk about mystery schools and portals?
I don't know. I haven't actually watched
Let's have
it
him
yet.
come on the
Yeah.
culture world. Just
Yes.
talk about the CIA finding the spirit world.
Dude, I would love to do that. That's sick.
I've heard from someone who she's in the Inverted World 1 book where she was at a portal at a mystery college and they brought a beast through. She said and unleashed it onto the universe.
A beast?
A beast like a I don't know, a demon, or to her it looked like a dog.
Wow, sketch.
What's
She's
your
like running around like.
Just unleashed into the world.
Was
In
it,
my
was,
mind,
it,
I
was, it,
imagined-
was it a pit bull? Because that would explain a lot.
I was envisioning the dog from Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. The gate.
Rick Moranis had to deal with.
Yeah.
Do you think the CIA discovered the spirit world, Kara? Because you're a Catholic, so I need you to weigh in.
So
here.
I obviously I do believe in the supernatural. I don't
And
know.
that's what I mean by that. It just
Yeah.
means that
Oh,
there
yeah,
is
well,
or not. There is like another.
Stop
part to reality.
mansplaining to her on International Women's History Month or whatever we're doing.
Oh man.
No, you're good. I do know for myself, I do believe that sometimes demons will try and give people stuff to make them fall deeper into things that they may think, for example, oh, I'm communing with a deceased person, or I'm communing with this spirit body that's a good spirit body, and see, look, because real things are happening that it told me it would. But I find that demons can do that to lure people further into the occult and other. It is weird, right? In the White House, a lot of the first ladies, I think even Hillary Clinton, at least it's been reported, I don't know if we know for sure, would have seances, right?
Mary Todd Lincoln.
Yes, all the way back to even
all the
her as
time.
well. So it's one of those things that it sounds silly, right? It sounds like, oh, everything's a conspiracy theory. But then you look and go, oh, but they were.
No, literally everything
It's someone
is.
like me who believes in that stuff that you don't want to get involved with that. I look and go, ooh, yikes.
I just saw the movie Noah, literally just earlier today. It was like on Netflix, and I'm like, oh, look at that. It's got Russell Crowe.
Right.
Have you seen it?
No.
I'm like, is this legit the story of Noah's Ark? Because it's wild.
Well, the story of Noah's Ark, I believe, is
Well,
true
so,
for
like,
sure.
My understanding, because I went to Catholic school, so the story that I heard was not what the movie is.
Well, yeah,
The
really,
movie's
that's
crazy. Like the children of Cain raise an army to try and raid, and then angels that are trapped in molten form are throwing chains and fighting people, and then the descendant of Cain stabs one of the angels in the heart and it explodes into a being of pure light energy. And I'm just like, is that in the Bible somewhere? Because that's
not in the
crazy.
translations I've seen.
embellishments, yeah.
Yeah, there's
And
just
then
some
like
liberties there for
the descendant
sure.
of Cain sneaks aboard the ark and fights Russell Crowe, fights Noah.
Dude.
For real?
Yeah,
No, Russell Crowe's not in the Bible. I know that one.
they call
Wait,
God
for
the
real?
creator the whole time. It's just like,
Nah, dude.
yeah,
Who did that
was
movie?
wild.
I forget.
I
It
don't
was,
know. Like Emma Watson's in it, and Russell Crowe is in it, and Jennifer Connelly. Who else is in it? There's like a bunch of people in it, and I'm watching it, and I'm just like, I'm pretty sure this is not what happened in
Oh,
Noah's Ark.
it's an Aronofsky film. That's why.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's like a soft David Lynch. That's how I was saying.
it's kind of
Soft
funny. They're like, can we do the
Wow.
story of Noah's Ark, but make it like an action-packed thriller with conflict and magic and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
he usually puts biblical themes in his movies, so I guess he just went for a biblical one because he did that movie where they're all in a house and people keep coming to the house, which is kind of like, in a way, I think his telling of the Old Testament in his mind. So that was his chance to tell the story of Noah, which is not the story I know.
Yeah.
Well, I know, don't they say that something about ayahuasca, the drug that people claim that they see some spirit world as well? And I know the CIA did a lot of experiments with drugs, right?
LSD
They
and
would
DMT.
dose people who didn't know, right? Also Operation
Yeah.
Midnight Climax in
That's
San
right.
Francisco, and then watch people through the double mirror, the Johns who were unwittingly pulled in and dosed with drugs. So maybe they discovered a spirit world through all sorts of
I totally,
heavy drugs.
Totally think so.
After watching this movie, I was kind of thinking like, I bet the story of Noah's Ark was just, like a storm was coming, and this guy was convinced, and everybody was like, you're crazy, and they made fun of him. And he built like a moderately sized boat in his yard, and they were like, what are you building this boat for? And then he brought 2 of every animal that humans had at the time. So it's like 2 chickens, 2 goats, 2 cows. And he was like, we're gonna get 2 of every animal from over there and bring them on. We're gonna leave the rest of the cows, the goats, and the pigs. And the boat was moderately sized for his family, and then a storm happened and there was flooding. And then the story
that's
just
Tim's
like
version. That's your movie.
I mean, my movie is actually that there's a planet facing a natural disaster which may end up wiping out humanity. So the government commissions the construction of a large vessel in space in orbit that they start loading up the DNA of all the male and female species they can to begin a terraforming project on a nearby planet, so that in the event of a catastrophe, humanity survives. And when the calamity happens, there is a small contingent of military personnel who are able to escape the Earth going into the Ark Project. Right. They then come to their in-process terraforming of this other planet, which resulted in this, when they began the terraforming process, it created an explosion of all these different species at once, which we would call the Precambrian explosion. And then when humans arrived there, they had very limited technology, and it was the Ark vessel. Right. But technology, of course, was lost, and humans were forced to come down here, and an insurance salesman's not going to know how to build a nuclear reactor. So if you took 100 military personnel of varying skills and put them on a space vessel and crash landed that on another planet, in 300 years, all technology is gone.
Right.
The descendants have no idea how to operate any of this stuff. There's only so much you can teach. So that would be the movie I made.
Yeah, I like that movie.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be a fun movie. We should just make it.
It's kind of similar to, wasn't it Bill Barr's dad wrote some sci-fi book in the 70s about some spaceship, and there'd be all these women and men, they'd be, cryogenically frozen. Yeah. I've been watching, obviously, a lot of Martyr Maid. Daryl Cooper, shout out to him. And he wrote about him. Basically, I think one of the guys unfreezes, and there's some lady, and she has a lot of money and power, and then something about breeding the people on the ship to populate some other planet. And it's very similar to how the Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell story played out in real life, but it was sci-fi version in a book in the 70s. And then Bill Barr's dad is the one who helped Jeffrey get his first job at that elite private school that then got him into Wall Street and on from there. So
wow.
Sci-fi.
Well, that's creepy. Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.